Alright, you may recognize this plant. This is Catasetum fong sing, but it is not where it has been living in the past few months. It is somewhere else. Where is it? It is in the greenhouse of our esteemed Stephen Van Kampen-Lewis. Hello, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
We are in Stephen's greenhouse, and I am checking out all of his mostly Catasetums and Cattleyas, right, Stephen?
Yep, that's pretty much what I'm down to.
So you say down to, you've been downsizing?
I've been sort of narrowing my focus and really narrowing my focus mostly to species of Cattleyas and Catasetums and primary hybrids, but some other stuff, but mostly those. Yeah.
Because they're your favorites.
They're my favorites. You know, I've grown a lot of stuff over the years. I'm good at these ones. I like these ones. And I just don't see a reason to grow others.
It works for you.
It works for me, exactly.
Do you have any Cycnoches?
I do. This is Coopery.
So I'm actually just going to ask you some real specific questions about the Cycnoches because I really love the flowers. I've seen some really cool ones that have like humongous flowers, like the green and white ones.
Mm-hmm.
And can I treat these pretty much the same way as I treat my regular the Catasetums that I grew this year? Anything special about these guys?
No. Long story short, no. They're
just treat them just like the other ones.
Treat them the same. They are more prone to rot than a lot of the Catasetums.
Really? If they're wet during
If they're wet during dormancy.
Okay.
You know, if you sneeze on one during dormancy and it gets cold at night, it's gonna rot.
Uh-oh.
So you want to keep them very, very dry.
Don't let any water drip on them, anything like that.
No water dripping on them. I've got another one in here that looks similar. It'd probably take me a few minutes to find it, but
that's okay.
It is also bone dry. So these guys are mostly dry. If you were to look at the sphagnum up close, it's very crunchy on top.
You're talking about your current conditions.
Yeah.
So like, we are December 26th. You're not watering very much anymore. You can see some yellow leaves here. A lot of the plants you can tell they're getting ready to go to sleep. But some of them still have lots of leaves on them.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, this guy here has got, I don't think it's dropped any of its leaves for some reason.
No, it looks good.
This is a Catasetum Taylor. I have not seen this one bloom yet, but I expect that this guy will go sometime soon, hopefully. I mean, that bulb is pretty mature. But yeah, it has decided that is not, I guess there's some yellow coloration on these leaves.
Right.
So it's thinking about going dormant.
It's thinking about it. I remember you told me earlier in the year how like this part will turn a little bit of a darker color when you are seeing some dormancy.
Yeah, I would expect that light coloration to disappear, but I mean, we're looking at these leaves and they are turning yellow. This one may have gotten dripped on when I had some cold rain.
Oh, so that might be the yellow, the reason for the yellow.
That might be the yellow, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, that white, like sort of gleaming white stripes around the bulb should disappear and turn green and then yellow as it's entering dormancy.
Let's go over here and let's look at these. What do you call them? Certopodiums?
Yeah, certopodiums.
Yeah, you pointed out something I thought was really interesting. It's not common to find orchids that can hurt you, but these will hurt you.
They will cut you.
They will cut you if they don't like you. Look at these thorns. I mean, that's no joke. And that's probably no accident either, right? Like, it probably helps the plant not get eaten during the...
And it's a similar mechanism to cacti. So cacti spines are just the midrib of a leaf.
Oh,
hardened, and you can see this is a similar mechanism happening here.
That's cool. Kind of nice to have some badass orchids like that.
Yeah. These are my guard orchids.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's great. Put them on the door. Don't let people in.
Yeah.
And then over here we got the Cattleyas.
This is most of my Cattleyas.
Dude, look at how big some of these guys are. You said this was an amethystoglossum here?
That's my polyploid amethystoglossum.
Humongous.
And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So that spike, when it blooms, it will probably bump into the roof.
Oh, because it will come out so far?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Or it'll get close.
And what's this little guy here, this white one?
That it used to be, well, it's called Polystachya is the genus. And it is a terrestrial from Africa. And you'll see people with plants whose canes are 6, 7, 8 feet long. And that's how big it grows in shadier conditions, but I grow it in full Texas sun all summer, and it stays much more compact. As you can see, each cane is 2 to 3 feet long. And so if you have this guy and it's getting leggy, it just needs more light.
Give him more light.
Yeah.
And here, is this the Cattleya Africana over here?
It is.
This guy? Look at these. Those are nice. I love these guys. They got such nice flowers, brown and green and yellow. You said you have a couple of them?
Yeah, I've got two big mature ones, and they'll bloom in the spring.
And then you said some of your favorite Cattleyas are the Nobiliores and the Walkerianas, right? Where are those guys?
Yeah, I keep those guys over here.
Oh, okay.
Pardon the mess, it's a work in progress, but...
Well, you got a greenhouse.
Yeah. And I made a video actually last week.
Yeah, look at this guy crawling out of his old pot into his new pot.
Yeah, and you can see
how
there's
huge those bulbs are.
spikes coming out on that one. We've got a spike coming here,
yeah.
and then another one over there. Oh, I just noticed another one right there. So there's 3 spikes coming off of that one right now.
Well, look at that. Okay, great. We'll be looking for some bloom videos on those in the next few months. Those are spring bloomers?
Yes. And these guys hate to have the roots disturbed, so that's why you'll see a pot within a pot. I'll simply just put it in a larger pot and let it
crawl out.
You can see one like that over there.
Would you say they do better mounted or potted? Or it looks like you got all yours potted.
I like to have them potted, so it's 105 for months on end here. If I had them mounted, I would have to water them like a couple times a day. And I just don't. So when I have them potted in this orchiata, in this clay pot, I hit them at night or in the evening with water every single night. And
watering at night's not a big deal. Doesn't, you hear you should water in the morning so it'll dry off and no big deal.
No, so these guys actually do their respiration at night.
So you want to have it as moist as possible.
And so if they're wet at night, they're actually going to be able to take up more nutrients, more water, and then they kind of shut down during the day. And so watering in the morning is less effective than watering in the evening. And if you've ever been to a place that has monsoons, those monsoons kick off in the afternoon.
Really? Okay. Interesting.
So
you're really creating similar conditions to the wild.
Yeah.
So we got one thing in bloom over here, it looks like. We got this guy. This is some kind of dragon, no? Was it a dragon?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to back up so that people can see how big this thing could compare to you. It is. It's massive.
Catasetum Dragon's Gem, I think? I always forget the name. I need to redo the label on this one. But this is the one that I made the PET video.
Right.
And it's way too big. But it's mostly been in bloom since September, I think. And so this is the last spike. Each flower will last 3 to 4 weeks on this guy, and they're intensely fragrant. Typically, they're not right now for some reason.
It's a nice one.
Yeah, and so I'll cut this one up, probably trade divisions here in a month or so, and get it back into a smaller pot that actually fits. And this is my separate area where I have stuff that's in spike or in bloom.
Oh, it's almost like a display area.
Yeah, it's just something to keep separate from everyone else so that I remember that this one's in bloom. So this one, the blooms just faded, and It's got pods growing.
Oh yeah, I just saw your recent video with these pods.
Yeah.
So and there's this method of sowing these things apparently.
Yeah, I've got an experiment going. A friend of mine on your page actually, he said, hey, you should grow seeds using the Brazilian method. So
I saw that comment and I was like, well, I don't know what
him and I have been chatting on Facebook a lot, and so I had an extra pod, and basically it's you take a piece of wood and you soak it in, it just sits in water, and you cover it and you sprinkle the seeds and then you spray it with sugar water every couple weeks. And
that feeds the seeds enough to get going?
That should be enough. So the wood that I'm using is actually wildwood here, so it probably has the mycorrhiza.
Oh, already?
In addition to the sugar.
Okay.
So we'll see if it works.
That'd be super cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And if I can get around flasking and just grow on the wood.
Grow directly on wood.
During my property.
Yeah. Amazing. Suddenly you will be having lots more plants.
Yeah. And so this one's not blooming, but this is Catasetum tenebrosum, and this is usually the first one that breaks dormancy every year.
Oh yeah, is that it? Is it starting?
And it is starting, and it's like I said, this is the earliest one to go, but it doesn't normally go this early. So, I mean, you can see it still has leaves on top. I don't know what it's doing, but this is one of the ones that, as the growth is coming out, it will send a spike simultaneously.
So, that's nice.
Both grow at the same time.
Oh, that's cool.
So I should be able to post a video of a growth and a spike. In 3 months or so.
Yeah. Cool. Well, Stephen, thank you for showing us around your greenhouse. Looks like you got plenty of space for new stuff.
Yeah.
What's in the works for the future? You think you're gonna just stick to more Cattleyas, more Catasetums, or are you looking to branch out at all? Or
yeah, more Cattleyas, more Catasetums, more sort of podiums. I like those guys a lot.
And you got the space for them in here too.
Got space. You know, I want to do breeding of my own for both Cattleyas and the Catasetums, and so I'll hopefully start selling seedlings here soonish.
Cool.
We'll see.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and thank you guys for tuning into My Green Pets, and we will talk to you later.
Yeah.
See ya.